Hey there, my friends, and welcome back to the channel. I'm so excited to have you here with me because I want to show you an update from artist Gabriel Schwepler. He's a fantastic artist. He did several pieces for my last language learning game that was heading into Language Land 1. And now he and myself and other artists were working together to bring the next edition of the game to fruition. If you're interested in working with him, you can find the links in the description below. He does commission work and he does a fantastic job. He is amazing to work with. And I want to make this video today to get you excited about playing Heading into Language Land with us. We play this language learning card game online every Saturday for free with players from around the world, so you can come out and give it a try. We also have printable versions and real deck versions. But to the artwork. The artwork takes a lot of time for myself and the artists, and especially so the artists, to prepare. And I need to get more than 50 pieces done to produce the next game. So this is something we put a lot of effort into, a lot of creativity into. As you can see, just look at this work that Gabriel sent, and I'm about to provide my feedback and my notes to him to make adjustments. And I want to show you how I do that, how I communicate with the artists to work on these pieces so that you get a sense of how much effort and time is put into the game. Because this is just one update, one back and forth between Gabriel and I, and there will be many such exchanges like this on a single piece. All right. Thank you, first of all, Gabriel, for the work that you put in on this piece so far. It's looking really cool. And I have some 6 points in the email and in this video. First one is the mouth. There's a little bit of a shape. Let me get my annotation tool. There's a little bit of a shape under the bottom left eye that looks like it's suggesting sort of a mouth shape there. I think I don't want that to happen like that. I don't know if that's what you intended there, but it looks like a little smile. Rather, I more like this cool shape that we have coming right down the middle. It's more sort of abstract. It doesn't obviously look like a normal mouth would. I think I want to work with that shape going forward. You have some really cool lines going here where it kind of breaks out. There's kind of like almost like a circle there, and then another little notch over there, and then it comes down. I think that could create a really cool and unique look for his mouth in and of itself. I think that's going to be great to work with going forward. About the eyes, I know I suggested the idea for these four eyes and roughly this placement, and I think it might be okay, but I have a little bit of a mixed feeling on how they look right now. So I was wondering if you could put them on the back burner for the time being, and maybe as we work on more, other parts of him, it'll grow more clear how to treat the eyes and exactly how we want the eyes to look. Right now, I'm not exactly sure this is best, although it does look pretty cool. I mean, I'm not totally against how it looks now, but I just wanted to let you know I'm a little iffy on them right now. I got to give that some more thought. Number three is the tree tops. So if you'll recall, I wanted to draw inspiration from the bristlecone pine to do this guy. And this tree top, I don't know, maybe you were just putting it here as kind of like a placeholder, but to me, it doesn't really recall the bristlecone pine. So this is kind of like a traditional, more soft, circular treetop. And the bristlecone pine and a lot of pines, they have, more sharp pieces that sort of jut out and have some more spaces between them too. So that I wanted to shift more over to a bristlecone pine sort of treetop. So if you could look at those types of pictures more and draw some more inspiration from that. And I'm hoping it can have a more aggressive and sharp look up top, and the pieces of branches can come out further towards the foreground, and yeah, just be a little more sharp and aggressive and really look like pine branches. And bristlecones, as you know, are kind of wind swept, and the way that they look forms according to the wind patterns for maybe hundreds of years. So I think that can lead you to do some really kind of cool and crazy looking form work up there, and it's just going to look more formidable. Number four is the backlight and the overall lighting for the scene that you did. I think it's so cool how you have it. I absolutely love the lighting ideas you have here. And it gives me I want to emphasize this point and bring out this idea that I think I've mentioned to you before that I wanted to take inspiration from the Hudson River School to do this next edition of the game. So I wanted there to be more sunlight, more depth, more nature, a more open scenes. Now, this particular scene, it's in this sort of meeting room, sort of like an enclave, like a hive center. I already told you that, so that's why we have this particular scene this way. But this idea to have sunlight sort of puncturing into this meeting room space, I think is fantastic because it gets me back to the River School idea. So I was wondering if we could play that up going forward, and if you could have sunlight streaming in the background. I think that would look super cool to have sunbeams behind him coming down to hit the floor. So it's like there's an opening further above where sunlight and rain and fresh air could come into this chamber. Number five is an idea I don't think I mentioned before, but I'm thinking now I would like to integrate it with the scene. So if this goes beyond our original arrangement in terms of price, I'm happy to add some more money in. But there was an idea in my story that the trees in this meeting room communicate between each other and with visitors through a light up web of sort of fungus or mold that's spread across the floor. So we can think about it pretty simply in terms of like a web, almost looks like a spider's web with a constellation of sort of nodules which are interlinked. It can really look as natural as possible in terms of how fungi and roots grow. And the strands would be sort of like a bright light blue or maybe a bright light green. We could kind of experiment with color. And then um, uh, I have intended for some small characters to be in the scene. I mentioned that before. So let me switch to a different color. We'll choose some characters from the story to put them standing here to sort of give a idea of the size of the tree, and they're kind of standing in awe, and they'll be on top of nodules that are kind of lighting up, or maybe the strands leading to them can be slightly brighter than strands leading to no person in particular. And that can show that they're being communicated to or being communicated between. So we can choose the strands can be thin and they can meet with dots, which are nodules. And it's almost like a constellation or this broadcast web that's kind of shimmering, shiny, light blue, silvery. And that can provide a little illumination to the characters, which I think will look cool. So that's it for this one. It's these 6 points. Thank you so much. Everything else is looking great, and I'll look forward to your next update. Thank you so much to Gabriel for this, and thank you everybody who's been tuning in and watching and supporting me as I try to bring this next edition of the game to fruition. It's been, I think, a couple years already. It's probably going to take a couple more, but you can follow the game development if you look at my Heading into Language Land 2 playlist on the homepage of my YouTube channel. See you guys back here in the next one. Bye bye for now.